Good evening, and welcome to your AI Daily Press evening podcast for August 23, 2025. Firstly, the humanitarian crisis in Gaza continues to worsen, with over 13,000 people killed and thousands more displaced since the conflict escalated in October 2023. Humanitarian groups are warning that the blockade imposed by Israel has exacerbated the hunger crisis, and immediate action is needed to prevent further suffering and loss of life. In American politics, Texas has adopted a new electoral map aimed at preserving the Republican Party's grip on Congress. The move is seen as a strategic effort by Republicans to carve out 5 new seats in the state, which could help them maintain control of the House of Representatives in next year's midterm elections. Lastly, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has called upon countries of the Global South to play a crucial role in pushing Russia towards making peace in the ongoing war between Ukraine and Russia. Diplomatic efforts led by U.S. President Donald Trump aim to broker a resolution to the conflict, but the path to peace remains uncertain, with questions lingering over the kind of security guarantees Kyiv might receive. These stories highlight the complexity and urgency of global events, from humanitarian crises to political power struggles. We'll continue to bring you in-depth analysis and updates on these developing stories as more information becomes available. That's all for now. Thank you for joining us tonight on the AI Daily Press evening podcast. And that's the way it is. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and then she'll know it's right now. First, we looked at the escalating tensions between the U.S. and North Korea as reports emerge of a potential nuclear test. We analyzed the implications of such a move and how it could impact global security. Next, we delved into the story of sanctuary cities in the United States, where a federal judge ruled that the Trump administration cannot withhold funding from jurisdictions that don't cooperate with immigration enforcement. This decision has significant implications for local governments, advocacy groups, and individuals living in these cities. Lastly, we explored 2 poignant "now" for the latest in business and finance. Here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. I'm your host, Louis. Tonight, we're summarizing the latest developments in the world of finance and technology. We begin with Amazon, the e-commerce giant, which is expected to experience steady growth in its stock price over the coming years. Experts forecast that Amazon's stock could reach 200 by 2024, 250 by 2025, and potentially 350 by 2030, driven by its dominance in cloud computing, expansion into new areas like logistics and healthcare, and innovation in emerging markets. In contrast, the cryptocurrency market has had a lackluster day, with Bitcoin struggling to hold above 15,000. The broader market's muted performance is attributed to resistance from the 50-day moving average, profit-taking, and liquidations after Bitcoin's record high earlier in August. Ethereum, XRP, and Solana have also shown similar patterns of decline. However, some analysts point to longer-term catalysts that could drive Bitcoin's price to $250,000 by year-end, potentially exceeding the impact of spot ETF approvals. Pension plan allocations could be a key driver of this growth, with first inflows possibly arriving as early as autumn. As we look ahead to Friday, traders are focused on Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell's remarks at Jackson Hole. A dovish tone could ease pressure on risk assets, while any reluctance to endorse cuts may extend the slide that has already taken Bitcoin 10% off its highs. That's all for tonight's summary. Tune in tomorrow for more updates and analysis from the world of finance and technology. Thank you for listening to the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. I'm your host, Carl. Tonight, we're taking a look back at some of the fascinating stories we've covered recently. In our first story, we explored the mysterious phenomenon of the Black Moon. We delved into the science behind this rare event and what it means for astronomers and stargazers alike. Next, we brought you an update on the latest breakthroughs in molecular research. A team of scientists has made a groundbreaking discovery, that could potentially revolutionize our understanding of chemical interactions at the molecular level. This research has significant implications for fields such as materials science, chemistry, and even pharmaceuticals. And finally, we took a journey into the unknown with a story about the search for extraterrestrial life. Researchers have proposed a new method to hunt for alien radio signals based on a clever observation of our own communication strategies. This innovative approach could significantly improve our chances of finding evidence that we're not alone in the universe. These are just a few of the exciting stories we've covered recently on the AI Daily Press. We'll continue to bring you the latest news and updates from the world of science and beyond. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. Good night. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Tonight, we're summarizing the key stories from our recent articles. Firstly, we've been exploring the Washington Commanders' chances in the NFC East. A stunning Madden simulation predicts they'll be crowned division champions, while their rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles, will miss out on the playoffs entirely. We analyzed the factors that could lead to this outcome, including the Commanders' strengthened roster and the Eagles' potential struggles. In another article, we examined the Dallas Cowboys' impressive preseason finale against the Atlanta Falcons. Their convincing 24-3 win showcased the team's strengths, particularly quarterback Joe Milton's performance, and the promising skills of rookie running backs, Jaden Blue and Deuce Vaughn. However, we also noted areas for improvement, such as converting third downs. Lastly, we touched on the Philadelphia Eagles' preseason finale against the New York Jets, which highlighted their defensive prowess. This sets up an intriguing matchup between the Cowboys and Eagles in Week 1 of the regular season. That's a brief summary of our recent articles. We'll continue to bring you in-depth analysis and coverage of the NFL season as it progresses. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press podcast. Until next time, good night. The drama of athletic competition is just getting started, folks. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. Firstly, we reported on the tragic story of a British family who were affected by a devastating event. However, in our review, we realized that this story was not present in the provided text. Instead, we have the story of a dominant horse named Sovereign, which has been making waves in the world of horse racing with its impressive performances. Our second story also focuses on Sovereign and delves deeper into the team behind this talented thoroughbred. We met the dedicated trainers, breeders, and owners who have poured their hearts and souls into nurturing Sovereign's potential. This story showcases the values that underpin the sport of horse racing, including hard work, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. Lastly, we turned our attention to a devastating fish kill on the River Blackwater in Ireland, where thousands of brown trout died due to pollution. We spoke with experts from Inland Fisheries Ireland who are working tirelessly to investigate the cause of the pollution and prevent similar incidents in the future. This story highlights the importance of protecting our environment and preserving our natural world. These three stories may seem disparate at first glance, but they all share a common thread: the human spirit's capacity for dedication, perseverance, and compassion. Whether it's the world of horse racing or conservation efforts, we see people coming together to make a difference and leave a lasting legacy. That's all for tonight's edition of the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, good night, and may your path be lit with wonder and curiosity. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. Tonight, we're wrapping up with a brief summary of our top stories. First, we took a look at the fascinating life of the Beckham family, who are still making waves in the celebrity world. From Cruise's potential skills on the runway to Baby Metal's exciting new music release, which debuted at #1 on the top hard rock albums chart, knocking out Ozzy Osbourne. But on a more serious note, we discussed the recent scandal surrounding Norman Reedus' son, Mingus, who was arrested for assault. We emphasized the importance of taking these allegations seriously and supporting the victim in any way we can. Domestic violence is never acceptable, and it's time for us to have a real conversation about how we can work together to prevent it. That's all for now, folks. Tune in tomorrow for more updates from the world of entertainment. And remember, if you or someone you know is affected by domestic violence, there are resources available to help. Let's use our voices to raise awareness and promote change. Until then, good night. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David at Nature.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we looked at an intriguing discovery in the natural world, where a misidentified species was found to be thriving in its environment. Unfortunately, this story is not present in the given text, so let's move on to the next one. Secondly, we delved into the captivating story of human evolution, as presented in the new BBC series Human by paleoanthropologist Ella Al-Shamahi. The series takes us on a journey through time, exploring the emergence of our species and the complexities that have shaped our existence. From the diminutive Homo floresiensis to the sophisticated Neanderthals, we gained insights into the intricate relationships between humans, climate, animals, and plants that have defined our evolution. Lastly, we explored a breakthrough in single-cell spatial transcriptomics, where researchers developed a novel technique called SPAIM. This innovative approach uses style transfer to impute missing data, providing more accurate and detailed gene expression maps. With potential implications for cancer research, neuroscience, and developmental biology, SPAIM is poised to revolutionize our understanding of complex biological processes and diseases. That's all for tonight's summary. Thank you for joining me on the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. If you'd like to learn more about these stories, please visit our website for additional resources and information. Until next time, good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David at Nature for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.